Hi, this is Ian, and I play Casimir Silverlash, and you're listening to the Adventure with Advantage podcast. Thanks for listening.
Well, welcome back everybody to Adventure with Advantage, session 48. Previously, the party arrived in Greywood, a logging camp turned settlement just outside the Greenwood. As they arrived in town, they found it seemingly deserted, but they were able to ask where everyone was, and they were told a meeting had been called in the chapel. The party made their way to the chapel and heard a large commotion inside. As they entered, they found the chapel packed with villagers, but they were separated. The elves sat on one side and the humans sat on the other, and a tension filled the air. They soon found out that a body had been found in the morning, the body of a missing logger from about a week ago. The humans blamed the elves, but the elves claimed innocence. Soon the meeting devolved into a shouting match as racist insults were hurled at the elves. But they were all quieted by an elderly priest who bid everyone to go home and trust that the 12 would bring the culprit to justice. The party then began to question some of the leaders of the settlement, but were met with some resistance. As they left the chapel, they were approached by an elf named Caliphus. Caliphus claimed that he had been sent by the Green Warden to help put an end to the hostilities growing in Greywood, and to get to the bottom of the disappearances. But he has had trouble making any progress due to the politics in town, and his position preventing him from going against the wishes of the town leadership. He informed the party that three human loggers had gone missing in the past month, and so far 2 had turned up dead. He offered to have someone take the party to where the most recent body was found the following morning, and was hesitant to show them that night because many of the town were already viewing the elves with a suspicious eye. The party finally agreed to be led to the scene the following morning and made their way to the inn. There they discussed their plans, but soon saw a drunk trying to start a fight with some elves. Casimir cast command on the man, telling him to sit, but the man, in his inebriated state, proceeded to soil himself, then sat. He was let out by his friends soon afterward. The party then head to bed and prepared to do their investigations the following morning. So, picking up, you guys all rested in, I believe it's called the Greenwood's Edge Tavern. If you want to bring the map up, Andrew.
Already done.
On the, perfect. Okay. Yep, so you guys are staying at the Greenwood Edge Tavern. As you all eventually awake, it seems like it's a nice day out from what you can see. You can hear some people downstairs already starting their days. Elamir, as you kind of wake up, right? You don't have to sleep as long as everyone else, but sometime in the morning when people who aren't elves wake up, you hear a voice in your head. You hear, "Greetings, Elamir. This is Garrigar from Redbrook. Your friend Spank and I have been researching planar disruptions, and we found some information. It seems that..." Suddenly you don't hear anything else. And as you wait for a few moments, waiting for something else, and then suddenly hear, "Apologies, I rambled. The planar disruptions seem to be related to the planes of existence and their movement. We'll keep you updated."
Okay. I say it back into my head, not sure if he can hear me.
You just say, okay?
Okay, so they're related to the plane's movement. Again, I don't know if he can hear me, so I guess I'd ask, can you hear me? Like, in my head?
You wait for a moment, and you eventually hear, "Yes, I can hear you, but I have to cast the spell each time we wish to communicate, so whatever it is you want to say it now."
Have there been any new disruptions?
And then you wait for a moment and you hear one last, none that we have been aware of. I'm afraid I probably won't be able to contact you again today. I can contact you tomorrow if you would
He's out of spell slots.
He's out of spell slots.
I'll just say goodbye then.
It's like, we will let you know if we find anything else. Click.
That's great.
Spell only has, you can only say 25 words.
You're making a man waste spells.
He's wasting spell slots.
That's wonderful. That's amazing.
So yeah, you have that information, Elamir. The rest of you all wake up whenever it is that you awaken from your sleep. If you remember right, Caliphus had told you he would send somebody to meet with you and lead you to the scene in the morning. So
Yeah,
what you
we're
guys
gonna-
do?
We were going to be escorted towards the scene of the crime, right?
Yes, that was the plan.
All right. So I guess, is it morning time now?
Yeah, it's morning time.
I guess I'll just go downstairs for breakfast and get my day started while we wait for this individual to show up.
Yeah, what kind of like rural country breakfast we got going in here?
you always like to ask me. I need to just make a list of
Yeah.
like different meals. It's an oatmeal, steel cut oats here that you guys are getting to eat. Very nice. You know, some apples, fruits, probably picked from the nurseries here themselves.
Ooh.
No sausages or any kind of
sausages,
breakfast
no.
meats going on.
No, not today.
A little disappointed. Okay.
Chop up a bunch of apples and put chunks of it in my porridge or
I do
oatmeal then.
exactly the same. Get whatever fruits and throw it into the
add
oatmeal
some
porridge.
honey if they have it.
But it's like, I don't know if this happened to you guys as a kid, but when my mom made oatmeal, it wasn't oatmeal. It was loaded with, it was like dessert. It was loaded with sugar and brown sugar and honey and all
yeah.
this delicious stuff. So that's the kind of oatmeal you're
Making
getting.
it as unhealthy as you
Yeah.
possibly can.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm gonna ask Lily to do that one day. Make oatmeal with like brown sugar and all that stuff.
Dude, toss some brown sugar and oatmeal. It's good. And get some like apples or frozen fruit, toss it in. Pretty good, man. All right, well, you guys enjoy your piping hot oatmeal that's sweet and delicious as you guys sit at your table, keeping an eye out for anyone. If you'd like to, you can roll perception checks, see if you notice anybody who's standing around or anything like that.
Sure.
Yes, sir. I will definitely do that.
So guys, I have a question. How much do we want to be involved with this? Because it seems like there's things going on that we might not necessarily be the right people to solve. I know they asked us to look into it and we totally can, but like I'm just saying I don't really want to get into like the most political thing that's like kind of high profile at the moment, kind of because of what happened in Esserum.
Yeah, you might make a good point, especially because, well, Roger just told us to investigate, right? Not to solve anything.
Yeah, I mean, we're just investigating. We'll get the facts. We can see how that goes. And if one thing's lead to another, sure, we solve it. That's great. If not, then...
And if not,
yeah. Oh, I have a lot.
besides,
Huge
we have other businesses to attend to anyways.
Yeah. But I it also doesn't super sit right with me with how the elves are getting treated here. Because that's kind of...
That did piss me off, I will be honest.
Yeah.
Like, part of me wants to take part in this only because of that, and hopefully, prove that the elves are innocent. The other part of me is like, we got things to do, and this is taken away from what we have to do. But I say let's decide as a group. Do we want to get involved, or do we just want to get the facts and move on, and just you can write your report, send it in, and be done with it.
Yeah, let's see how today goes and kind of go from there. How's that sound?
I at least want to visit the
Yeah.
site where it all took place.
Definitely. Perception, I rolled a 14.
I rolled a 3, so I saw him. I'm
So you
looking
are
at
deep in
oatmeal.
conversation
Yeah.
with us.
And his oatmeal.
And my oatmeal.
This is
I'm
really
just-
sweet.
I'm talking and eating. Some bites are like, yeah, we should go and check it out.
Just the oatmeal's getting stuck in your beard, and that's like becoming glue. And
Yeah, how long is his beard looking right now? Because, I mean, he
I
does
think
have that
he
belt,
said-
right?
I think
we
you said it's reached like dwarf lengths, but
dwarf length.
Yeah,
it stopped it. That's like it's
like
a full. He's got a full beard, man.
Yeah. Yeah, we did say that a while back. You're
I
like,
think
yeah,
it's like the kind of beard you could tuck into your belt, kind of beard.
pretty much. It's pretty long.
One of them Deep Rock Galactic beards.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
yes.
Yep.
Perfect. You
What did you get, Elamir, in your perception check? Or if you don't want to roll, that's fine.
I didn't roll.
Was this one visual or just in general?
Visual.
Okay, because the first roll was a nat 20, second roll is an
Oh,
18, minus 1
okay.
for 17.
Not terrible. You look around, you see shapes, people.
I'm
Try
talking
and take
to
in
a
more
Korak.
than just what I visually see, the
What did you get?
shadows.
What did you get, Elamir? I'm sorry.
13.
13. Okay. You guys look around. You see there's some people down. Looks like some people getting ready to head out for work in the morning, eating their breakfast, getting a hot drink before they head out. As you guys are kind of looking around, you are kind of startled as this young elf approaches you and is like, "Good morning. I was sent by Caliphus." And as you turn, you see this young elf standing at your table. He's got this light brown hair and deep blue eyes. He's like, "My name is Irian. I was supposed to show you the location today."
Great. Yeah, are you guys finished up? We could head out.
All done.
I
Yeah,
shovel like the last bit of
she's done.
oatmeal.
Dungeon Master, what was that name you said again?
Irian.
Okay.
He's like, before we head out, I must here, and you see him pull out 3 vials, and he places them on the table as he slides them toward Levy, Casimir, and Steel Scar. And he says, "I would highly suggest drinking this before we head out."
What is it?
It is called Gentol. It is a a potion to help you ward off the effects of the Greenwood.
Oh, can you explain a little bit more? What are the effects of the Greenwood? I've never been here before, so.
Yes, of course. The Greenwood has an enchantment that lies over it, and anyone who enters it that has not lived in the Greenwood for an extended time may fall prey to the enchantment. And then he looks at Elamir and is like, "Your friend here, as being an elf, would be fine. Would not have to suffer with that. That is what we've not brought him anything."
You'll get real sleepy.
Yes, he's like, if the effects were to go all the way, if you were fully under the effect of it, you would eventually fall asleep and sleep until your body just decayed.
Well, bottoms up, boys. Cheers.
Yep.
Drink.
Chug a lug.
Minty.
Dungeon Master, quick question.
Yes.
This effect that he's talking about, being that Steel Scar is from Woodpine, which is also connected to the Greenwood, would I know
It's
about
near.
this effect?
I would say you would know about it, yeah. Yeah, so basically, like I said, the Greenwood has an enchantment that lies over it, and that's why the Greenwood itself is kind of shrouded in this, for non-elves, kind of like this mystery, kind of like this forbidden forest kind of thing. Like,
So would you say it's safe to say that as a child, Steel Scar would have been warned like not to enter the Greenwood because it can be a dangerous place?
yeah,
Okay, so then I'll drink it up.
okay. Yeah. All right, you guys all drink it up.
It's the stuff of legends.
Oh God! I'm growing a third arm. I'm kidding. All right, let's go.
There you go.
You know what?
He
As a
collects
prank,
the
I want to drink it, and as I'm drinking it, hold on. Sorry. As I'm drinking it, I will activate my hat of disguise and have it transform me into like an
elf-looking person.
Wow.
And as that happens, I'll look at everybody and be like, is this supposed to do that?
I wonder if you got the wrong potion. What does yours taste like? Mine was minty.
I'll look at Arian and be like, is this supposed to do this?
He's like, no, it's not supposed to do that. Are you sure that the potion did that?
And I just laugh and I'm like, no, it's something I did. I just wanted to put it,
He's like,
just pulling your leg a bit.
He kind of does that like awkward like laugh where he doesn't actually think it's funny, but he's just laughing. And he collects the vials from you guys and he's like, all right, well, if you guys are ready, we can head to the scene.
Perfect.
He's like, just stick close to me. It is getting busy out there as people are beginning their work.
How close? Do we have to like hold hands?
And, no, you don't have to. If you would like to hold hands, I'm not going to stop you from holding each other's hands.
The disguise, because I believe it lasts. How long does this?
It's an hour, but you can just keep redoing it, I think.
Yeah, I can just keep redoing it.
Yeah.
I'll just keep the disguise going.
Okay.
Why not?
So eventually, you guys stand up as he begins to lead you guys out of the tavern. You guys head on the path there that leads right out of the. I'm looking at the wrong thing. That leads right out of town, right there. So you guys will be You're let out of the western gate toward the Greenwood, and you can see the Greenwood in the distance. Just these tall trees, just as far as the eye can see. Slightly in front of that, you can see the nurseries, and you can see farther to the north. It looks like full-grown trees, and then as it progresses, it's less and less. Like they're younger, and then you get down to like, further south, and it looks like cut down and all this stuff.
Would you say that the nursery trees are smaller than the actual forest itself?
Yeah, they aren't like full size of the forest.
What was his name?
Irian.
So does the Greenwood enchantment also exist on all of these like nursery trees as well?
It does not, no.
Okay, I was just curious.
Greenwood.
Yeah, good question too.
Yeah, it's like, no, that would not work well for the loggers who are cutting down the trees if they were all falling asleep.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering if like part of their morning ritual is just to down one of those potions or something like that.
There are some who do, along with some elves, go into the woods, and that is how this body was found. So they do that.
Got it.
But no, the nurseries are fine.
Got it. What's the reason that people go into the Greenwood crater if they have all these nurseries set up?
He's like, just to keep an eye out for any wildlife that may be making their way out or anything of that nature.
No illegal logging, right?
No, that is why we have this whole operation here, to avoid that scenario. So he continues leading you guys as you kind of head this way. Let me catch back on my notes. So you guys eventually get to like the edge of the nursery here, and he starts to lead you north between the Greenwood and the nursery. As you're walking, you can see again down to south, you saw lots of loggers, pulling in logs, chopping down trees. People are busy. Where there are more trees, you're seeing elves, and you're seeing them kind of like singing to these trees and growing them, and that's kind of how this whole process takes place. How the trees grow quicker, they grow them, and speed up the process.
How much
Do I
flannel
know the songs?
see?
What did you say, Levy?
How much flannel do I see?
How much flannel? Everyone's wearing flannel. Even the elves are wearing flannel.
We're classy.
There you go. You guys stick out like a sore thumb because you aren't wearing flannel.
I'm just like, oh god, glimmer clothes, flannel.
You could turn anything to flannel. There you go.
I'll activate the hat again and keep the same appearance, but make my clothes look
You're
all
right, though.
flannelly and lumberish and
Right.
whatnot.
Currently, Casimir and Elamir are the only ones not wearing flannel.
Whoops.
What did you ask, Elamir?
Do I know the songs that they're singing?
You might have heard them. It's not so much like it's more of like the spell, the incantation that is being cast and
Right.
over them, and it's almost as if like a song that's being sung, a lullaby being sung to a child kind of thing is what they're singing to these trees to kind of grow them.
Why am I thinking of the Seven Dwarf song when they're leaving the mines at the opening of the freaking movie?
Isn't it Hi-Ho?
Yeah, why am I thinking of that while you're talking about all this?
That's you guys walking out to the site. Hi-Ho.
We're gonna find the body. We go.
There you go. All right, so you guys eventually reach to where you would be, and you're heading north. Sorry, I'm just catching up. All right, so eventually stops at a path, and he says, "This is as far as I will be going today, but I will tell you the way to get there." He's like, "Follow this path until you come to a fork in the road. Turn left, take the left side at the fork. Continue on that fork until you come to a clearing. The body was found in the clearing." He's like, "I ask that you come back the way that you came. I will not be here waiting for you. I will be back in town. Do you have any questions before you head inside?"
Why are you stopping here?
Because of just everything that's going on with this situation. I don't want to be seen at the scene in case anything were to happen. Not to raise any suspicions.
Zone of Truth. No, I don't have that spell.
I do.
But you didn't hear me say that.
You just shout Zone of Truth.
Maybe it's like a fake Zone of Truth, and he's just like doesn't know that.
He's tricked.
Yeah, Steelscar doesn't have that spell. And it's just like Zone of Truth, and it's just like, oh no, am I being zoned?
Do I have to tell the truth? I think you can tell if you're under the effects of it.
Yeah, we had that whole debate.
He's like, all right, well, if there are no questions,
Any dangers to be on the look for
he's
besides somebody killing people? Besides that,
he's like, yes, that is obviously. I would keep your wits about you. But no, like I said, there are people who have been patrolling just to make sure that there are no wildlife coming out. And it's not extremely far into the woods. It's not very long. You'll be there shortly. He's like, Caliphus did, if you would love to hear anything that you find, he will be at the chapel library. So you'd love to hear anything that you find when you get back.
all right, we'll let him know what we find, and we'll be with him later. Then, thanks for your help.
All right. Good luck. And then he bows and then makes his way back toward town.
Sweet.
All right, so I will put this ahead of time just in case it's relevant. So forests are one of my favorite terrains. So my proficiency bonus is doubled in any skills where I make intelligent or wisdom. If we're traveling for more than an hour. It doesn't.
Guys, let's just walk around in circles.
Difficult terrain doesn't slow our travel. We can't become lost except for magical means. You remain alert to danger even when you're engaged in other activity. We can move stealthily at a normal pace. Or I can, not us. And then if we're tracking creatures, we'll find the exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed.
Oh, that's right. And I do remember I changed my armor to not have disadvantage on stealth. My AC went down one, but no more disadvantage on stealth.
You swapped your armor over?
Well, the stealth thing says alone, so that's only me.
So you exclude from that.
So I can run at a stealthy pace, basically.
What if he's carrying one of us? Does it count?
No, it's just him.
I'm fairly light.
Just mainly
No
it was
horsey
for
rides?
the tracking and we're alert to danger even if we're doing other things.
Okay.
So it's the two
Nice.
things.
All right. So you guys want to head inside follow the path?
Yep.
Yeah,
Indeed.
we'll
We follow it to the fork, and then we go right? Ha ha ha.
yeah, we go right. That's what he
Yeah.
said. Go right.
You're grounded.
All right. So I'm assuming, Elamir, you take point as you enter in the Greenwood. It's been a bit since you've been in the Greenwood.
Do I just feel it in my bones?
You definitely, there is a sense that as you enter the forest, a sense of comfort, hearing the animals chirping and the large trees, and you also get the sense of just kind of like a little bit of you just kind of wants to run through the forest kind of thing.
Like a young kid. All right. Yes, I will lead the way.
All right, so you step inside the Greenwood as you guys enter in. Again, the trees are just huge, and you just see like as you get a little deeper in, things start to get bigger, like mushrooms and stuff. The plant life near the edge kind of small, but as you get in further, they start to get bigger and bigger, and off in the distance, you can just see large mushrooms and stuff. It's just a very odd place. Clearly, there's like some magic at work here.
So
But you guys, yeah.
As we enter this forest, because we were warned of the effects of it, would we feel anything, even though we already took like the?
I'd say maybe
potion?
you could feel like some like you know when you're kind of like falling asleep and you kind of like wake yourself up, that kind of feeling that kind of goes through your body. I'd say you maybe feel that kind of.
Yo, that's my life.
For a
Like that
moment.
little jolt you get.
Yeah, the little jolt kind of like pass over you for a moment.
All right.
The potion seems to be, warding off the effects. And Elamir, it's a familiar feeling of being here, but because you were here for so long, you're immune to the enchantment that lies over this forest. So you guys continue on the path that he was pointing out, and again, he was right. It's not long before you get to the fork. You can just see where the path kind of splits off. One goes to the right, one goes to the left. Assuming you guys take the path left. Like you said.
What do we see? What do I see down the right path? I just want to look at it.
Down the right, you can see it looks like it goes for a little bit, and then it starts to curve a little northward.
Save that for later. Like, all right, he did say go left on this fork, so should we just proceed that way then?
Yes. As I see him look down the other path, I'm like, don't fuck this up.
No, I go left. I go left. I do go left. Follow the.
All right. So you guys go left, and you do eventually as you're walking. Like I said, there's lots of trees as you're going, but you suddenly get to a spot where it does look like there's a small clearing off to your left. It's maybe you've been in the woods for maybe 10 minutes at this point. It's not.
I
extremely
am paying
far.
attention to our surroundings too, just to make sure everything's
Okay.
clear.
Do you want to roll a perception check to look around you?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I don't see Jack squat because I rolled a 2, and my
Okay.
perception is +0.
All right. You see some trees.
I'm just amazed by how tall these trees are.
Yeah, they're very tall trees. You see the vines hanging over the very old trees, and you can occasionally hear groaning in the distance and stuff.
I have another one quick question. This one is for Elamir. Did he share with us that he lived here? Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
just brought that up.
We're on the. I'll explain. We're on the western edge of the forest, or eastern edge, sorry. And there's a major city called Athenlohal, and I'm further west of that. We live near the coast, pretty small trading town that kind of is a relay between Athenlohal and the coast.
So, all right. So now that we're at the clearing, I guess, what are we looking
okay.
for?
I thought you were asking me something else. Okay, so you guys enter the clearing. I'm assuming you guys are going to enter the clearing. You
Yeah.
see it?
Yeah.
It's just off the road. It's not far. Okay, so you enter a small clearing in the trees. In the middle of the clearing, you see this rock that's kind of sticking into the ground. Picture kind of a flat rock that's kind of stuck in the ground like this. So it's kind of sitting up at an angle. As you approach the rock, you can already make a guess as to this is where the body was found. But
On
it
the
already
rock?
looks right near it. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
The body's right there.
No, I was just wondering if it's a
Yeah.
stone slab, this is where they killed Aslan, the lion.
Gotcha. That's actually
Oh, God.
exactly. Sorry, but you can already see that the nature is starting to grow over the area, and basically as you walk in, it looked like there were spots in the grass and stuff that kind of been smashed down, basically, but it looks like it's already kind of taken back over. The grass in the area is plentiful. You can see a spot in the grass where it looks like it's been pressed down and even torn up a bit. On the rock, you can see some dried blood splattered across the surface and even a handprint or two. That is what you see.
Helamir, you're ridiculously good at tracking. Can you get anything from this?
Yeah, I can attempt. What kind of roll would that be?
There'd be if you want to look for tracks, or what are you trying to do? And I'll tell you the.
I guess first I would just investigate the area. try to see what
area
I see.
being the clearing, or area being like around the rock.
This apparent murder scene.
Okay, that would be. Are you looking for things? Or are you trying to like deduce what might have happened here?
Deduce.
That would be investigation.
So while he's doing this, I would like to play some nice soothing forest music that would go well with this forest scene and give him bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, so I get double on my proficiency.
Your
Yeah.
proficiency on it. So yeah. So whatever you roll for, you double that for investigation.
So I'm already +4, so I get a +8.
Yo, let's
There
go.
you go.
Plus, and a
And then
plus
if you
6.
you get a D8 if you need it.
Oh, D8.
Are you proficient in investigation?
Yes.
Okay. Then yeah, you're good.
I got a 26.
Okay.
Yo, let's go.
So as you look around, you can see that this definitely looks like a spot where someone was killed. You can see on the rock, like I said, you see like a handprint of blood. Like clearly, it looks like there was a struggle here from the person who was killed. You can see in the grass the ground has been flattened, and it as you kind of like look around, just kind of taking in the scene, you imagine that probably what happened here was that the person ran to this clearing or something like that. You're not certain, you're not looking for tracks yet, but you're assuming that that they might have been caught by something or chased here or whatever it was that did the killing. It took place here, and the person was clearly struggling as that happened.
Okay.
Is it just
and
a
then
bloody
that-
handprint? Sorry.
It's not like a single. It's like you can see where it kind of like
Got it.
sliding.
Got it.
It's just the we know who you are. Was it and then
Like the Skyrim, we know.
yeah, we know.
The rock, do I perceive that it is naturally there? Was it like part of the incident or anything significant about
Did
it?
the rock do the murder?
No, I don't know. Did somebody like is it wedged in the ground because somebody like threw the rock?
Gotcha. You could roll a nature check if
Okay.
you'd like to
I'll do
see
that.
if you could figure anything out about this rock.
I'm proficient.
If you want to like look for tracks and stuff, that would be survival.
okay, I'll roll both.
It all comes down to what you're trying to find.
Okay, I'll do both. So for my nature check, I got a 22,
Okay.
and then for survival, I got a 15.
So you guys are all just kind of standing around. So you see,
Hey, I'm
Elmer,
playing
like,
music, man.
Elmer like pulls out the little Sherlock Holmes hat and has the little bubble pipe. As he's,
There's something.
I want Casimir to be my Watson.
There you go.
So,
Yep. I'll just stand there with my eyes closed, just listening to the forest.
What were you
So,
going to say?
DM, I have a few things I want to ask. So yesterday
Hold on,
you
let
arrived
me,
to.
real quick. Let me answer. Give him what
Alright.
he got on his rolls, and then he.
Oh, yeah,
ask
go,
the
go, go
questions.
for
I
it.
don't want to forget him. So it was 24 on the nature, and then 15 on the survival.
Correct.
Okay. On the nature, yeah. I mean, as far as you can tell, this rock seems to be in the ground pretty good. Like it doesn't
Right.
look like there was a recent impact. It looked like it's been here for quite some time, as far as
Okay.
you can tell. And then your survival, as you kind of like look around, you can definitely see near this area where the what you assume the body was here. You can see it looks like the ground's kind of been torn up in some spots. Like you can see like there's a gash in the ground and like some dirt. Like it looks like a shovel like went into the ground. I'm not saying it's a shovel, but a gash in the ground where
Okay.
the dirt's been kicked up and there's grass kind of like split. And you can see that around where the spot where the grass has been depressed and stuff.
Okay. Could I further tell if that was like animal or beast or?
Survival, I think it said. Yeah, you can. From what you rolled a 15. That was with all the pluses that you would have gotten.
Yeah.
I mean, you still have inspiration if you wanted to use it.
You still have the inspiration. Do you want to use it?
D8.
I'll use it. 20.
Casimir also has guidance. You can just.
Yep.
It is a 20 with the
Flop 20.
inspiration.
Okay. You can't quite tell what kind of creature would have done this, but it does look like it was some sort of creature, and it
Okay.
looks like it had big claws, from what you can guess.
Because.
Gashes in the ground.
And then do I see a direction to or fro the scene?
You can kind of look around. I'll have you roll another check to see if you can find any tracks.
Okay, I'll roll another one. That one was the survival for tracks.
Yes.
25.
25. Okay. So you kind of like look around the body, and you can see where it looks like this man had some footprints, and then you see the footprints of like what looks like some big thing that followed him. But it's really tough to follow them beyond, because as you're also looking at the tracks, it looks like there were a lot of people here at one point, and you're assuming this might have been once the body was found. And any tracks kind of outside that area by the rock seem to have been basically, for all intents and purposes, wiped clean. You can't quite follow them through the tracks of the other people who came through this area.
Okay. And then the other two things just from that trait is the size and how long ago they passed.
How long ago? Well, you know that the body was found in the morning. I would say your best guess as to how long ago this happened was probably... Hold on. So the body was found yesterday morning. Your best guess was that it was probably about 2 or 3 days ago. Okay. So recent, relatively recent. Like after, it would have been shortly after the body was found that it happened.
Okay.
And then the size, it looked like it was pretty big creature. Like not like, but you're guessing like bear size kind of thing.
Okay. And I can see the direction came into the clearing, just not much beyond that. Okay.
Yeah. It looks like, so when you guys entered, you saw the rock directly in front of you. The best guess as to where the body would have been was kind of like to the right of the rock when you're looking at it. And the tracks seem to have maybe come from past the rock, if that makes sense. So basically when you guys enter the clearing, directly across from you is where you would have guessed the tracks came from. But that's your best guess based on what you can tell. Steel
So I'll
Scar,
relay all that.
Okay. What were the questions you were going to ask, Steel Scar?
Oh, because I was gonna say, so we arrived yesterday to Greywood, and the bodies were discovered that same day we arrived, or the day before.
So it was just one body.
Yeah,
You
that
arrived
body.
yesterday, and yesterday evening, they have said that the body was found yesterday morning. So the morning of the night that you arrived.
All right, because I asked because I have proficiency in like medicine, and I wanted to know if I could like investigate the blood and see how like old it was or how long it was here, basically before they found it, the body.
I would say that this can be really tough because at this point, dried blood, figuring out how long it would have been there would be a difficult thing to. Once it's dried, it would be tough to tell exactly how long it's been there, if that makes
Fair
sense.
enough. Fair
But
enough then.
if I know that 2 to 3 days where the tracks were old, then we would
You're-
assume that the tracks
you're
and blood
assuming.
came side by side.
Yes, you would assume.
One can assume.
You know what happens when
That's
you
what I'm
assume.
assuming.
Yeah.
You get a decent answer for less work.
Just jump to conclusions and then you're done.
You jump to conclusions, Matt.
Yeah. Well, I feel smart. I know what we could do. So obviously they were cut before they got here, because if their hand print is on the rock, that means either the hand's bloody, so that means they had to be like holding a wound or something like that.
Who's on the run from the creature, maybe?
Maybe they got slashed and was holding a wound on the way here,
Where they just gave up.
or where they got caught.
Slasher horror.
Or were caught, yeah.
Yeah, you sure this is not our Halloween episode? Like, is this supposed to be a horror?
It came from inside the party the whole time.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Computer.
One of us is actually a werewolf.
Well, we do have that sword.
Oh, whoa.
I do have that sword that I haven't equipped yet.
That's what you tell us. Alright, I arrest Steel Scar.
Steel Scar's
What?
Just until we can be sure.
It's because he's a little sus,
He
apparently.
does got that sword that turns him into a wolfy boy.
Turns out that just carrying it on your back is enough for it to work.
I'm not attuned to it because you need to be attuned to it. I think.
You
I
think?
think so.
Requires attunement.
There you go.
So yeah, I'm not
Which is a good thing, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
So what
Okay.
would you guys like to do?
So we know the direction it came from. Is the direction it came from the direction we came from?
No, it's the opposite.
Opposite side of the clearing.
So you guys entered the clearing. From your best guess, it was the other side of the clearing,
Do we want to try and
We're
follow it a bit?
directly across from you.
Were we told not to go further or anything? I don't think we were. We were just told to come the same way
He
out.
didn't say. He said come the same way out, but you do know that it is the Greenwood, and it is a wild, untamed place.
Yeah.
I'll
be
defer to
fine.
you, Elamir, if you think we can go forward.
I look at Elamir like, well, you know these woods better than any of us. What do you suggest? We push forward or we fall back?
I mean, I'll be fine. But
I didn't ask
Hey.
if we would be fine. I asked if we should push forward or fall back.
Worst case, I just start casting fireballs randomly.
Burn the Greenwood. You guys do notice
turn
as
into the
you're sitting
redwood.
here, discussing. It seems as if there's been a change in the wind. The wind seems to be picking up. The trees start to blow. The leaves start to as if a storm is moving in.
are storms normal here? I would know that.
Can roll a nature check.
Natural 20 plus 8.
Wow.
I'm a meteorologist.
Yeah, you are.
Partly cloudy with a chance.
There's
of-
a cold front moving in. But you said weather moves west to east here, right? Or no, east to west. We discussed this before.
Yes.
All right. See, I'm a meteorologist.
Yeah, he is. Well, what's the verdict, Mr. Meteorologist Elamir?
So
Yeah, it rains here.
it certainly rains. It certainly storms. It does seem sudden.
Okay. Are like the animals freaked out? Are they running away? Do I sense the forest moving?
You listen to your ear to a tree. It does seem like you heard like some birds chirping earlier. It doesn't seem like you're hearing many birds chirping as much.
I have faith that we can continue. Just to
Okay.
investigate a little bit longer.
Sure.
You guys have
Alright.
the potion. Do we know how long the potion lasts that he tell us?
He did not tell you no. You would probably know. You would know it probably lasts for about an hour or two.
Okay. And it's been not
It's
that
been
long.
it's been like a total of, I'd say at this point, you guys doing your investing maybe 30 minutes at this point. It's not been long.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind.
I'm gonna try and slow my metabolism by like just
So you
clenching
just-
my gut inside, just like. All right, slow the metabolism. Not digesting that potion fast enough.
Yeah, I'd like to proceed the path that we think the tracks go and continue to look for more tracks.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a survival check.
15.
So you kind of exit the easiest way to describe it, right? Like if there was a circle kind of going around that rock that messed up the tracks, you kind of go to where the edge of that circle would be, where you look for tracks. You kind of have trouble finding anything kind of outside that area.
Okay.
And you, as someone who has lived in the Greenwood, again, you know that nature here seems to it reclaims things that have been changed quickly.
Yeah.
And your best guess as to why maybe you found anything in that clearing was that it was a clearing, and maybe that's why it was not as affected by any of the magic over the forest,
Right.
or not as potent. But at this point, the wind is definitely picking up, and you can kind of hear the rumble of thunder in the distance.
I pull out my drums.
Well, Elamir,
Eric.
you lead the way.
All right. Don't hold any metal objects to the sky.
I hold out my sword into the sky.
Told you
Don't
we should
tell me what
arrest
to
him.
do.
Okay. I will just kind of keep proceeding until I find something of significance.
Okay. Is there anything in particular you're looking for, or just looking for tracks, or looking for
More
stuff?
tracks. Any signs of like, I don't know. I know things grow quickly, but like broken limbs.
Okay.
I don't know. Blood.
Blood.
A bear.
A bear.
Okay.
A sign that says "I did it."
All right, so you guys, you move through the woods, and yeah, you're having trouble really finding much of anything as you're moving through, and it begins to get more difficult to do anything because it starts to heavily rain as you guys are moving through the woods. If you want to make a survival check as you're walking through to keep an eye out for anything, you're welcome to do that.
I want to keep an eye out for not dying.
Oh, you see Die behind you.
I see Die behind me. Oh,
I do want to.
Well, I roll a 4, so I'm probably gonna not see Die behind me.
I'll roll in that survival check too if you allow
14.
14. Okay.
My human
Good roll.
eyes.
it. Nah, natural. Wow, my luck sucks tonight. Natural one.
Oh, man.
This is the Halloween episode. One of us is gonna get picked off.
Oh God.
So 14. Yeah, you have a lot of trouble finding it. It's been a bit since you've been in the Greenwood. Maybe you're a little rusty on tracking things here in the Greenwood. You're not sure exactly what it is, but you're having some trouble.
Okay. Well, team, I can keep going, but I'm out of special elf tricks.
That's fine. Let's go back. I don't like being wet for very long.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's go back.
Do we see any like small animals, by the way, nearby?
Like I said before, there were definitely some animals, but as it started to rain, it seems like there's not as many birds tweeting or squirrels moving about. You occasionally see some, but it's not as busy as it was earlier.
Got it.
Does my blink dog comment on
Oh, I didn't
anything
realize- didn't
unique
realize he was
with
with
regards
you.
to his? Yeah, he would have been hanging out on the edge.
Is he your seeing
Until
eye
my-
dog? Oh god, that's
He's my
I feel
seeing,
like
seeing eye dog.
That's
Yep.
layers of joke because he's also a blink dog. Is he
Uh-huh.
blink
blink.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to roll something for him, I mean,
I just didn't know if he'd have any relevant smell
He's just
checks.
like-
I don't
he's
think hearing would be anything special in
I
particular.
mean, if you want to
though.
roll something for him to smell, it's fine.
Sure. Perception. 15 plus. Shit, where is it? 3? Oh, 18.
He just like sniffs and is like, smell grass,
Can I?
smell squirrels, squirrel.
Squirrel!
Oh, can you lead me to a squirrel? I want
God.
to talk to one. I have speak with
Imagine a
animals.
dog. Imagine a dog that could teleport into the tree to get the squirrel.
Oh, you said you wanted to find a squirrel?
Yeah, so I could talk to it.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Does the dog assist or
Okay.
smell any
uh,
nearby
the-
squirrels?
The dog leads you to a tree nearby. Squirreling this tree.
all right, I'm gonna. I want to. Let's see. I want to cast Speak with Animals,
Okay.
and I want to be like, "Hello, hello, can you help us?"
Here, hold on. You need to look at the spell.
Every time I make a D&D character, I debate going like the animal route.
It's one of
There's
those
just
spells.
there's too many spells and like abilities that I feel like it depends on.
It's complex, that's for dang sure.
Okay. Alright. You eventually hear a little chittering. There's like a squirrel comes scampering up. He's like, hello.
Oh, this is a nice squirrel voice. Wonderful. Hello. I was wondering if you could help us. I'm just kind of wondering, is there like any scary beast in this area?
He's like, scary beasts? You have nuts?
Do I
I have an
nuts?
acorn.
He actually does have.
I knew I picked that up off the ground. during my walk for
I
a
don't have
reason.
nuts, but I have a ration you can have. People food.
Yeah, is there anything
Yeah, like-
nutty? Oh,
I
it
grabbed
does say dried fruit,
Yeah, dried fruit.
hardtack, and nuts.
There you go.
Yeah.
He kind of takes the nuts and looks it over and kind of like his own quick nibble. It's like, scary beast? Yes, scary beast.
Where?
In what?
Where? Which direction? Can you point?
He is kind of like points the.
Which way? And does he
so,
like point deeper in?
So if you guys were heading south, he points west.
Okay.
So deeper into the forest, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Is it mean?
Scary beast?
Scary beast.
Yes.
Well, thank you. Stay dry.
Yes. More nut?
I give him another ration for helping us.
He takes it. All right. Goodbye. Heads back inside.
Good thinking.
Cool. So we know
I
it's
asked
probably
for trees.
west. I mean, I could ask trees too if you want me to, but like we're only gonna get stuff for like about a day ago.
Yeah. No, I was kidding.
Well.
So did we see any discernible paths west?
Yeah, did we?
I don't really see any paths leading that way now.
Probably
Crap.
just they go through the forest themselves without a set path. I'm assuming.
Yeah, probably. If it's a creature, but we don't know. But we could go back and then kind of like map out where we were and then say west of here and ask if there's what's known in that region, if there's a path to that region, you know.
Yeah, totally.
Continue back home to the inn.
You know, I was thinking of something if we want. Remember last night how we were talking about, oh, let's go at night and sneak around? Well, now that we actually saw and you guys have some insight of what's going on, we could just see if we can get some more of these elixirs and then make a journey at night where, you know, it's a little more secluded.
Well, we could
Maybe there's-
also have Oliver scout this area at night.
You might
Is
think
it
he'd have
owl?
trouble. He'd have trouble without going into beneath the canopy itself. It's a pretty thick canopy.
I mean, that'd be fine, wouldn't it? In the trees.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
saying he'd have
Yeah.
to actually go in. As the rain continues to pour on you guys.
I want to get dry, please.
I guess are we making our way back then to the tavern for now to dry up?
Yeah.
Yep, I'll lead the way back.
Right? You get lost. No, I'm joking. I know.
We follow the way back
I know.
exactly as
he
we
has
went
the,
back.
He has the thing that says you can't get lost.
Except for if it was by
And
magical means.
and we have the
so
owl. So
It's magic.
Yeah, but owl can't really help us
Just-
too much.
Just say that the forest rearranged
owl
itself
flight.
and then
It
we're
did.
screwed.
Yeah, it can
into the distance.
It actually does, but
Well, Scott, what kind of
Um,
magic gets us lost, huh?
LSD.
magic that kind of
LSD.
Yeah, you
no,
eat the mushrooms and then you get lost.
It's actually called shadow dust. Is what it's called.
Oh,
I got some.
All right,
Alright.
so you guys head back the way that you came down this path, and
Did the potion last the whole time
you-
for them?
You feel like you're maybe getting to the end of it by the time you reach the edge of the forest.
Guys, I'm getting really sleepy. I don't know if I can go on anymore.
I mean, bloody,
Yeah.
that's just you every day at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Oscar does a heavy
It's nap
yawn.
time.
Yeah, I'd say you guys are you're probably pushing it there, getting close to the end of that. As you guys exit the forest, but you guys are out. It's still pouring down rain. You can see the clouds above you are gray and stormy. You hear the rumbling.
What I wouldn't give for a change weather spell.
I'm assuming you guys make your way back to the tavern.
Yes, please.
Okay, make your way back the way you came.
Did our guide give us any instruction to see?
Yeah, he
He-
did say to go to the chapel to talk to anything we find to report to the chapel.
Well, we didn't find
Caliphate would be
anything.
waiting for us at the chapel. I wrote down my notes, so I remind him that whenever if we have anything, Caliphate did his not Caliphate. What was the other guy's name? Shit, I had his name right now. Arian. Yeah.
Yes, that was his name.
Arian did mention that we should go to the chapel and speak to Caliphate if we have anything to report. Do we? Anything of importance?
I mean, it wasn't a person that killed him; it was a beast.
Right.
I mean, that's important. That would actually take the blame off the elves.
True.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So, I mean, it's still raining. You'd have to go, no use getting dry if we're going to have to walk to the chapel anyway.
No. We can. I mean, I'm not saying we should go now. I'm just saying,
No, we can go now. Let's just get it over with.
Then you can just sit by a nice warm fire.
Okay.
All right.
So you guys head back to the chapel to meet Caliphus. Okay. The guy told you he would be in the library at the chapel. So you guys make your way back to the chapel through town, the muddy streets as your like boots are getting stuck in the mud as you make your way back. It looks like most of the people who are working have kind of called it quits right now while it's storming, and made their way inside. You guys make your way toward the chapel. As you enter, it's the place you were at last night. You're not exactly sure where the chapel is, but you guys ask around and
I wave my hand.
Wait, didn't we go to the chapel like at the very beginning?
Yeah, I said you don't know I meant to say you don't know where the library is.
Got it.
Yes, the chapel moved. It's a magic chapel.
Dracula's chapel.
Isn't that there?
So you guys make your way to the chapel. You ask around where the library is, and you're eventually pointed to it by one of the acolytes of the temple. Chapel, sorry.
When we get in, can I cast Prestidigitation on my clothes to get just like clean off the water? Just.
All right.
I look at Evie and ask him if he can do that for me too.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can do it for myself now. Woo.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, Elamir's the only one who's still.
Elamir, you want to be wet?
If you're cold, I can sacred flame you.
Clean me up.
All right,
the mess doesn't bother me, but I guess it would be.
You just don't want to get wetness all over their nice, clean floors of this chapel, right?
Okay. So you guys take the time to dry yourselves off real quick with the water with prestidigitation, and make your way to the library in the chapel. You make your way inside. It's not a massive library, but it is a respectable library as you make your way in. You can see that there are some people. It doesn't seem like many of the people here are super interested in books, so most of the people here seem to be acolytes who work here at the chapel. And you do spot Caliphus sitting at a table, reviewing some parchments and stuff.
I would greet him. Hello, Caliphus.
All right, you guys approach him, and he's like, good to see you. Did you find anything in your time in the woods?
A little. Not as much as I'm sure we would all like, but...
well, please take a seat and tell me what it was that you may have come across.
While you guys do that, can I just go browse some books and see what they got here? Is that
Of
all right?
course.
Yeah,
sure.
I'll catch up with you guys in a
I'm going to join Levy.
They're very
books.
studious. Just me and this. That's kind of cool. Discard idiot.
Are you still as an elf?
No, it would have because it would have worn off, but with the potion itself. Because I did say as soon as I drank the potion, I activated the spell.
Okay.
So,
Right.
I'd explain. We saw the clearing and what looked to be, a clawed creature attacked the victim. So, it's not very much. We, tried to track further into the woods, but with my colleagues here, not being accustomed to the Greenwood's charms and the storm, we had to turn back. But we might have an idea of where more is, but we wanted to talk with people who know this woods best to see if the region we think we need to go has anything notable or known about it.
It's interesting. You say a beast might have done this. That's what you think.
Yeah, we saw what looked to be claw marks in the scene around.
He kind of like leans back as he thinks, and he's like, It would be odd for a large creature to be in the area. We have a lot of we have people who are keeping an eye on the surrounding areas to make sure that there are no creatures in the area. It's weird that there might be. How big do you think this might have been?
I tell him about the size of a bear. And maybe it was, a bear itself. I don't know if you see those in this region often.
He's like, There are bears in the Greenwood, but we usually try and make sure that the area is safe for people to travel through. That is, I find that odd that there might have been a large creature that did this, and the man went missing in the woods for a bit. It's odd that he would turn up suddenly killed by some large creature.
Right. So, like I said, we passed the clearing a little bit, and we believe, if there are leads to be found, they'd be further. You said west.
Yes, it's the
Yes,
direction.
further west of, just past the clearing. But again, with the storm and the forest charms, we were limited in what we could do today. But do you have rangers or anybody who frequent that area that have seen anything? Now that we're kind of looking away from the scene itself, maybe some small details that meant nothing a few days ago might suddenly mean something.
So it sounds like from the clearing, you're saying that southwest may be something. What leads you to believe there might be something southwest?
Well, we talked to a squirrel, and it said there was a scary beast.
He's like, all right, interesting, but it's certainly something to go on.
Not
He's
not
like,
not the most complicated detective work, but we had the only lead we had.
He's just like, it's thank you for all. He's like, yeah, he's like, the area southwest of there, there's nothing in that area that I would know about. Like I said, you guys weren't super far into the woods, so we try and keep a good breath of keeping this area safe from any wildlife. I just find it odd that there might be something like a bear, something the size of a bear, that would attack someone, especially if this person's been missing in the woods for a few days. It seems like it might something. It doesn't seem to add up to me in my mind that this might be some creature. Do you have any guesses as to what else it could possibly be if it's not a large bear-sized creature?
Well, I've spent most of my life in the Greenwood, and I lived a pretty, quiet and happy life, up in my town on the western edge of the forest. And as I've left it, I found the more stranger things exist outside the forest. But, who knows? Maybe something transformed. I encountered large beasts disguised as chickens in my travels. So, as
you say that he kind of something kind of seems to trigger in his brain. He's like, I hadn't considered that.
We're going to have a Steelcock sequel.
He's like...
Steelcock sequel.
Electric Boogaloo.
Was it Steelcocks or Cockscar? I couldn't remember where we landed.
I always forget.
Steelcock or Cockscar?
I think it was Steelcock. That's where we landed. But yeah, as you say that, his face kind of like, furrows. He's like, now that you say that about transforming, there are, I'm sure as you're aware, there are some elves who can change their form, turn into a bird or a bear. And there are a handful in this town that can do that. And now that I'm thinking about it, that you say it, one of them has had to call off work for the past few days. His name is Nalfin. He lives here in town. From what information I know, which is not much about him, I've just been doing some investigation myself. I took note of this elf who had taken off work for a few days. He claimed he wasn't feeling well for the past few days. But he does have the ability, he can wild shape, turn into other creatures. I wonder if that would make more sense to me, that if someone was able to do that. If it does appear that, like you said, that a wild creature did this, that would make sense to me. Maybe worth taking a look at that.
Sure. So I know you said you don't know him well. We're just here to help. We don't want to cause a commotion. But do you think it'd be best to approach him directly, or maybe somebody who knows him better?
Well, that's the difficult thing. He, again, I've not been investigating him for any reason. It's just I have been doing some investigations of my own, and I took note that he had taken a few days sick. It's my understanding that he's not leaving his house much. So I don't know, and don't know if you'd be able to talk to him or approach him, but with everything going on right now, approaching him and asking him something like, were you in the woods, or something like that, it may whether or not he is guilty of this, he most likely could see how it may look, if that makes sense, or why you're asking those questions. He may be suspicious. Perhaps you could do some quiet investigations of your own, maybe keep an eye on his house, something like that.
Yeah, we have a creative crew here. We'll think of something, but we understand. I've been away from the Greenwood for a very long time. This place is important to me. The elves are important to me, and obviously that means both protecting them and justice. So if there is wrongdoing, that's just as important as protecting innocent people who are judged incorrectly. So,
of course, that is why I'm here too. I am here to resolve this matter and ensure that things, that this setup we have going on here does not, there are no hiccups involved.
Sure.
I'm going to keep things as they are.
We'll proceed with respect.
Yes, I would not approach him. Just whatever you do, don't be what's the word? Very public about it. Just be secretive in whatever it is that you do. I will say the other elf that has the ability to change her shape is Ulithin. You met her here the other night. She was was the other night? Yes, the previous night. She was the elf up on the stage who introduced me. She is a very respected green singer here in Greywood.
Wonder if they have any blues singers.
He's like, all right, but I will do some research of my own and look around. And if you need anything, I spend a lot of my time here in the chapel. It's kind of my makeshift office that I do my work here.
Okay, great. I'll dig my friends out of your books here, and we'll be on our way.
Sounds like, of course. Have a good day and good luck.
Thank you.
Well, that conversation, I wanted to be looking for soul magic books or something that might be mentioning it, just in case, culty, off the road.
Okay. In a chapel.
Hey, you never know.
That's in the restricted area. The restricted section.
Ready at our hands slapped with rulers.
Yeah, make it I guess it'd be perception. You're just looking through real quick,
here we go. Soul Magic 101.
I'd be looking for books on monsters and creatures, particularly those who either pretend to be others or take control of them. So specifically, red creatures.
Red? Oh.
Yeah. So
like ones that you see.
No, I don't see red anymore. But the thing was red.
I got a 20, not natural.
Oh, you're talking about your dream.
Yes.
Oh, okay. It's like, what red creature did you see?
Dream and backstory. Yes.
Okay. What did you
later
get,
on,
Levy?
20, but not natural.
20. Okay. Yeah, you have a lot of trouble finding anything on soul magic.
I figured. I just want to be browsing. Does anything catch my eye as I'm kind of going through? Something might be
find
interesting.
some stories about some people, and as a bard, you might be interested in that. Some stories about people, their legends and things.
Cool. Just was browsing. I didn't expect anything to come from it. I just wanted
Okay.
to see what was here.
Yep. Casimir, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna search for said books on
Red
monsters.
creatures. Go ahead and roll perception if you haven't.
Since I can actually see words, would I have disadvantage on this one?
No, you're good. You're good.
Sweet. 11. I'm gonna burn a luck if I could.
Okay.
17.
17. I mean, you don't find a book that says like red creatures and their colors.
But
or
any worthwhile
Just,
looking
like,
monster books I
bestiaries
would
thing. Okay.
read up on.
You,
Give me something to read on our travels.
you find a bestiary about some creatures of the Greenwood, and you start to go through and you see like bears, some trolls, occasional ogre, things like that, as you're kind of just making your way through about creatures of the Greenwood.
Okay. Cool.
Moving trees and things,
Treants?
large spiders. Yeah, that's about all that you find.
Okay. I'd buy the book if I could.
Yeah, it's a chaplet. You can talk to someone about taking it with you if you would like.
I would like.
Okay. You find someone who looks like they're working there, and you talk to them, and they go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Okay. 15 plus 7 for 22.
22, as they look into your purple, bleeding, imagine your eyes. He's like, yes, just... I see that you are one of the faithful, and as he sees your medallion... do you wear the medallion on the outside, or is it like saying...
Yeah,
okay.
I'd let it show.
He sees your medallion of Halette. He's like, just as a follower of Halette, I'm sure that you value knowledge, so please be careful with the book and bring it back when you are done.
I acquiesce and thank them for their time and the knowledge.
All right. What would you guys like to do?
I'd like to communicate with Oliver to kind of like try and watch outside of the house of.
Where exactly do you have him? Oh, you want him? So you want him? So you guys don't know exactly where the house is?
Yeah, we don't know exactly where it is. So we have to go find out where his house is, kind of.
You could probably.
Was his name Nelson, by the way?
Nalthan.
Nalthan. I'm like, man, Nelson is not a very healthy name.
Yeah, it's Nelson. What's wrong with that?
Nalfin kind of sus right now, though.
Yeah. Hasn't come out in a couple days. Been sick. Hiding something. Yeah, I'm beat down to go at least subtly see what we can find. Since he's an elf, do you think Elamir, you might have better luck talking to them, because they kind of seem to be on edge talking to humans? Oh, you're
on mute.
Yeah, that's fair. So I could ask, who makes sense to ask?
Go to like the general store or something. I'm sure he has to buy supplies.
Yeah, because it's not a very big town, right?
Yeah, it's not huge.
Okay, so probably everybody knows everybody. Is that the vibe we get?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. To the general goods store I go. Anybody need anything while I'm there?
Some more rations. I'm kind of low now.
Fed them all to the squirrel.
Got fed them all to the squirrel.
Okay.
Okay, so you make your way to
Rations.
Alton's General Goods. Make your way in. You see this kind of like middle-aged man. He's bald, wearing glasses. As he is, has like
This is based off of Alton Brown.
You got it. There you go. As you walk in, as he sees you and is like, "Hello, welcome to Alton's General Goods. How may I help you today? Is there anything you're looking for?"
Yeah. Got some supplies. I'm visiting town just shortly, but yeah, so I'll just pick up some rations. Do you have any health potions?
He's like, we may have 1 or 2 health potions in stock, if you're looking for that.
Yeah. I think that sounds great.
Okay. As you hear him kind of like gathering, he kind of grabs like a small like basket as he kind of starts to put things in, grabs some rations, grabs some health potions, and he's like, the health potions are about 50 gold apiece, and it seems to only have one.
Okay. Sounds fair to me.
Okay. As he puts the health potion in there, gets some rations, and tosses them in the basket, and he's like, is there anything else that you needed?
Like I said, I am just visiting briefly. I was looking for a gentleman by the name of Nalfim. Do you know where I might find him?
Go and roll persuasion.
18 plus 0. 18.
18. Let's do it. 18. Let's go. Are you a friend of Nalfin's?
Yeah. Well, no, not really. Sorry. I was just told to look him up when I got in town. You see, I'm from the other side of the Greenwood, so I was given a name by an associate, over there that they knew Nalfim to say hi and maybe take him buy him a pint, something like that.
He's like, yes. Nalfin lives in the Green Singer's quarters north. He lives, without describing it, he describes to you the location that he lives. And he's like, give him my best when you see him. Last I heard of him, he wasn't feeling too great.
Yes. Maybe with this health potion, maybe. Who knows? Who knows what he'll need? I'll check in on him.
Perhaps. And he rings it all up, and it comes up like 51 gold pieces with the rations and the health potion.
Perfect. And I give him that.
Okay.
DM,
All
I have
right.
a question.
Yes, what is your
In
question?
small towns like this, do they have like number addresses on their homes and stuff, or is it not really that kind of thing of like
No.
yeah, it's just a home. Yeah, you know
Yeah.
whose is whose by kind of how they look and where they are.
Pretty much
Probably just
that,
have a
but
plaque outside that has like the family name.
he's able to describe it enough that you could find it, but yes, there's no addresses or anything here.
No mailman.
No mailman.
Okay, so I would collect our crew and probably go back to the tavern, and then we could discuss what I learned from the chapel, because some of them were looking at books, and then tell them where this fellow be.
So you guys make your way back to the Greenwood Edge Cavern, plop down at one of the tables available, and start to discuss things.
I'll order the soup of the day.
Yeah, I need
Make
something
that
to warm my soul.
Okay. Nice split pea soup.
Nice.
Let's go.
These are Greenwood peas, guys. You do not
With
understand.
Bits of bacon in it.
Ooh, meat.
A little uncommon for elves, but we'll take it.
It's to appease the human side, I guess.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, we got it's a melting pot,
Exactly. This is Greywood. This is Greywood in a bowl, because you have the elf side, you have the human side, and then you have the soup that holds it all together.
There you go.
So I would explain to them that Nalfim is
Nalfin.
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 Nalfin. Okay. That he is potentially a suspect. That we should be very discreet about it, and that he can wild shape, so that beasts are uncommon to the area, but people who can become beasts may not be. And that he's been missing work. So I would do that in a hushed tone, not try to stir anything.
You don't shout it at the top of your lungs.
This guy Nelson.
You know exactly. You know about like how to find his house, right?
Yep. I've got some directions from a nice shopkeeper. But he makes great cookies.
I could post Oliver out somewhere nearby that could kind of like try and watch him.
The large
large owl.
Isn't it like a fey owl too? So it's probably like slightly glowing. And
Yeah, it's like
I think it's just a normal owl for the most part.
okay.
I think the spirit is fey, probably, but yes,
Gotcha.
it's just a normal looking owl.
Well, I'm not gonna send Flumpy out there.
Just send the giant owl to like stand a foot from his door.
He's farsighted, guys.
It can see pretty dang far.
I'm assuming you want to tell your Oliver to be discreet.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, perch in a discreet spot.
Obviously.
Okay, there are some trees in the area, so maybe the large owl could find a tree to perch up. It is on the north side. It does look like there are trees actually in the town. There's a lot of trees, and it's because the green singers, it's elves. They want to be around trees, so basically in that area of the trees. So he could probably attempt. Actually, why don't you roll a stealth check for Oliver?
Hell yeah! Let me
to
find
see
the
how
stealth
well he can find a good tree. This large owl.
Where is his stat block?
Is it still storming, by the way?
It has stopped storming.
Okay.
Actually, as you guys walk out of the chapel, it was done storming. Clear skies, sunny.
Weird.
Weird how it just went from overcast and raining to sunny.
Suspicious.
Alright.
The weather's also pretty sus.
Oh, hell yeah, he has a +4 to stealth.
Let's go.
With a dex
see,
of +2,
gets...
so +6 to stealth overall?
Doesn't help you roll a 2.
Alright, that's true. I rolled an 11, so...
Okay, 17.
17, not bad.
Okay. He's able to perch up and be relatively discreet as far as he's concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And he keeps an eye out. You can't see through him, right? He's not a familiar, so he's he just communicates.
It can communicate, yeah.
Okay.
But
And
it does have keen hearing and sight, and has advantage on perception checks that rely on either of those.
So you tell him where to go and who to look for, and he says, "Who?" No, I'm joking.
I just told you.
Who?
I told you.
He's like, I'm at the site. Target is inside. He's a like a sniper owl.
Not that kind of discreet. Not that kind of discreet.
Little
I
too...
happened in my sights. Tell me when to pull the trigger.
You're clear to shoot. Gosh.
That's when we find out Oliver has a rifle with him.
It's just...
Oh god. It's actually just a big blow dart.
Oh man.
How do you blow without lips?
It's
Okay.
custom made for to fit over his beak.
His beak. And you know how he does it? He goes,
Alright, folks. Have a good night. I'm going to bed now. Peace.
That's fine. It's a stealth mission. We don't need you anyway.
oh, gosh.
Just wake me up if you see him.
All right. Oh gosh, that was good. Okay, so he's perched up. He's keeping an eye on the house. What else were you saying, Elamir, before all that?
I don't think we have a plan for us yet. Just so if we want to do anything, I don't think I would know. But is there any? Do I know if there's anything in the Green Singers quarters besides like residential? Are there businesses up there? Any excuse to get close without, just kind of creeping outside people's houses?
I mean, you're not sure because you've not been in the town. You could certainly go look.
Does Oliver know what a business is?
You could ask. He is just an owl. You could maybe describe to him the things that would make a business a business.
I'll just go check myself.
Okay.
Oliver's
So
busy.
you're just gonna walk up to the Green Singers by yourself, or the Green Singer area, or is there anyone else going with you?
I'm gonna.
Well, I mean,
not
we can
go.
discuss. Yeah, we can discuss what makes sense.
I would like to not go. I just don't. I feel like this is a very sensitive situation going on here, and I feel like us moving as a group, going in and asking questions, might draw a little bit too much attention to us.
Okay.
I think it might be better to be a little bit more subtle.
Okay.
And what time of day is it?
I'd say at this point it's probably about afternoon, maybe 1, 2 o'clock, if I were to give you an actual time.
If we really wanted to, we could. Tomorrow I could prepare a spell to kind of help us get in, and you could like interrogate him, so to speak, if you wanted to.
We can put that as a maybe plan for tomorrow. For now, I think I will just go walk. I'm assuming the green singers are mostly elf, so I feel like I wouldn't stand out.
You know the green singers are elves.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll ask Elamir if he wants some backup with that, since I can disguise myself as well.
Are there like human elf weebs in this town that like really love elf culture and all about it, and are just like trying to be like elves themselves?
Perhaps you've not seen any.
I'm just curious if that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, certainly people who are super interested in elven culture. It's just as there are people who are super interested in dwarven culture and stuff like that.
I don't think I require you, Stilscar, but you're welcome to come. Like, all I plan on doing is just walking and seeing what's up there. As if I was just like, is there food? Maybe get like a snack.
Alright, I'll join him.
Speaking of food, did you grab my rations?
Yeah, and I'll hand you the rations.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just looking. Nothing suspicious about it. Maybe if I find a nice store, I'll buy a cloak. Who knows?
No, I will disguise myself as an elf and accompany him on his walk.
With flannel on?
No flannel this time.
Okay. You're not working, so there's no reason for the flannel.
Exactly.
This is leisure, the steel scar.
Leisure.
I kind of like
does
the
the
deal of the
pajamas?
flannel, though. It feels kind of
What
nice.
does the elf look like that you turn into?
I want to. Okay, so I want to say it's about the same height as Steel Scar.
Elves are pretty tall, so
Yeah, a little.
you are burly for an elf. I will just point that out.
Yeah.
Even with the disguised self, you're kind of a burly elf.
I want to say I keep most of my physical features. The face a little elongated, and then
The big beard.
with the big beard and a scar on the side.
Beards are not super common for elves.
But they'll notice that I have the belt on.
Just the big beard, the dwarven belt, the big. So you're a burly elf with a big beard and a dwarven belt walking through town.
Yep,
You're multicultural.
There you go.
I'm multicultural right now. I'm breaking borders.
He trained with sumo wrestlers.
An elf. He's an elf who's a weeb for dwarves.
He is. He is.
You really like dwarven culture.
Oh wow! But I wouldn't say Steel Scar does. All he has is the belt that we found. I forgot where we found that.
You found it after killing the wyvern.
Yes,
Okay.
that was true.
All right.
I can't wait to get my wyvern armor. That's gonna be so cool.
So Elamir and Steelscar are the only ones traveling. Casimir, are you staying with Levy?
Yeah, I was gonna hang out in the tavern for the day. I didn't have anything like talk to people in the tavern, listen, see what the goings on are,
Play some music.
play some music.
What are you doing, Casimir?
Oh, just trying to stay out of trouble for once.
Not making a man crap himself?
yeah. I don't. Yeah, thank goodness I have prestidigitation, or that would have been gross.
Okay. So you're staying at the tavern with Levy,
Yeah, I'm gonna
basically. Okay.
lay low, read my book.
Okay.
I'm also gonna be trying to.
before I leave-
Oh wait, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Levy, can you message? I don't know if this is. Use your judgment. I want to know if my armor and stuff is done in town, back in the Gotham
Estrom?
Gazette and Estrom.
Um,
You could ask Grogger, but then you'd have to ask Oscar and Amber. So I don't know. That might be awkward.
I can't do that today
That's fine.
because I
needs
don't
a
have the
sandwich.
spell prepared.
He needs a sandwich first before he does that.
That's fine.
I was gonna say I want to be singing and spreading the good word of how useless Abner was.
Oh gosh.
Oh god!
We're gonna make this
Abner the Goat.
a cultural sensation of just like Abner the clumsy.
All right. So you begin to just talk about Abner, the useless halfling who you encountered in Hilltopple.
Gosh.
tell tales of his just uselessness.
Mhm.
Elamir and Sealscar, you guys head north toward the Green Singer's quarters. And there's definitely a definitive, like, boundary as you enter. Like, no trees. Suddenly there are trees, like, growing right next to houses, sorry. Very elvish looking. You know, they like nature. They want to be around trees. They've grown trees here in town. As you kind of walk around, go ahead and roll a perception check to...
Can I give him the help action?
Oh, you're just helping him? You're like,
I just want to help him, yeah.
Look at
I
that.
perceive nothing.
Look at that. Well, if he's...
16.
No, why don't you just both roll?
Okay.
No helping. Just roll.
Okay, no
16?
helping.
Yep.
All right.
Perception. Ooh, finally a better roll. 15.
15. Okay. You guys, as you walk around, you don't see Oliver because he rolled 17. You don't see the owl in the tree with the giant dart gun.
He's a trained killer. Of course we don't see him.
You look around. It looks like maybe there's like a handful of shops here, but it's mainly housing here in the Green Singers area.
Okay.
But you guys like make your way up north, kind of like. Sorry, I'm trying to get my mouse over the map. Walk around. There are like some paths around the houses as you kind of like walk around the area. Is there anything in particular you're looking for? You do know where his house is if you want to like see his house as you're walking.
Right.
by.
So I would find like, because you said there are a few businesses, so
Yeah,
I'd
like
try
a
to get.
handful of small things. Yeah, like maybe a stall here or there.
Okay. So I would like to kind of like see the direction where the house would be if I can get eyes on it, but again, without being nonchalant. So if there's a stall in that
I think
direction,
that you could definitely walk around. So his house seems to be over in this area over here. In this cluster of houses as you walk around. You think it. You think it's not too suspicious if you're just walking around like on a stroll, walking through town. But you see his house. It's a small house, not super big. It does appear that the curtains have been pulled over the windows. Doors closed, everything as you kind of like walk by, and it's still like I said, about 2:00 at this point. Yeah, that's about all you see about the house.
does it look comparable to other houses in the area? Is it nicer? Is it run down?
It looks to
is
be
there
about.
like packages stacked up on the doorstep?
It looks to be about the same. Nothing about this house stands out. It
Okay.
looks like the other houses around it.
Okay. And then do I see, because you said it's in this area, do I see what would be like a good place to hide if we came back later?
Make a perception check.
13.
Just
13.
him, or is he relaying his plan to me as well?
No,
I'd probably be internally.
Okay, so
Doing it
I'm
at this point.
I'm not
Just
rolling then.
Wandering around. Okay. 13. Think you find a few spots that might not be terrible, like a spot by a tree where there's like a cluster of trees and like some bushes where maybe you could try and hide among those. But that's about it. It seems to be near a major road. Or not major, but like, a path where people might walk by.
Okay.
You think you might be able to find a spot to maybe hide out if you were so inclined.
Okay. Again, I didn't want to shake too much up right now. So, any of the stalls that I saw, were there like foods that are like uniquely elvish, or what kind of stalls? I guess.
It does seem to be elves up here. You like selling some like charms from the Greenwood, or another stall maybe selling some small like supplements or not supplements. I'm sorry, like tonics or something from the Greenwood. Some
weight loss supplement.
Yeah, get some weight loss supplements.
All of us are thin and sexy because of this. Okay. I will buy a handful of charms from the charm
Yeah, it's
vendor.
it's a few charms like a rock or on a chain or a feather, things like that from nature.
They have pet
Yeah.
rocks.
Nothing crazy. Still, our Elamir is just kind of like excited to be back.
Okay.
and wants to share the Greenwood with his friends. So
Okay.
I buy 4 little charms.
you get a rock, a feather, a turtle shell, and a nice little like petrified stick.
Okay.
All right, you get your charms. Not much gold for you. I'd say it's like maybe 10 silver for these charms if you get them all.
Perfect. I'll give them 12.
Okay. Thank you for your business as you continue on your way.
All right. So I go back to the tavern.
Okay.
And
I
on
just
the way
follow
back,
him.
I'm like, again, trying to blend in so I'm not like shouting loudly, and I don't want to blow Steelstar's cover, but I'm like explaining to him like the trees that are only Greenwood trees. Like I'm just raving about the things. Like, our berries are better than other berries. Yeah.
You grew up here and you want to...
Even though I don't know this town, like I'm just close enough to home that like I'm totally...
Gotcha.
And then I give him the turtle shell charm.
All right.
I knew it.
Turtle shell.
I
Turtle
knew
shell.
you were gonna give me that one.
There you go.
Because you
All
are
right.
sturdy like a turtle.
It's a little small, like turtle shell. All right, you make your way back to the tavern.
Yeah.
Okay. You make your way to the tavern. You find Levy and Casimir just hanging out. Levy's playing some music as you enter in. You just hear him end the song with "Fuck Abner." As he finishes the strum.
Anybody else in there just shouting "fuck Abner"?
Some drunk guy in the back. Yeah, fuck that guy.
I
was gonna use the amulet to check on because I've never asked about like Sister Lethel or Seathka or Master Philia, but instead I'm gonna. Well, no, I'm gonna check one of those, but eventually I'm gonna start checking like every couple of days. Abnar.
Have you seen Abner's reached?
So let me
Legend
add that to my
status?
notes. Yeah.
The Legend of Abner.
Yes.
To see if the
Legend
song.
of-
You're talking about the song. To see if the song has caught on.
Yeah.
Yes. The
Enough,
Abnar
okay.
has become a legendary name. But I realized so something from Elamir's letter that I had forgotten to ask about. So Master Philia. I just didn't know if they were a legendary import.
Was that the? I think that was the person. I forgot what I called them, but like the leader of that enclave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you asked about Master
Crossfire
Philia.
Fortress, I believe.
No, Master Philia was the leader of the enclave in the Stonefire Flats, where you guys
were. Okay.
Oh, I thought the Enclave were the remnants of the U.S. government from Fallout.
You're not wrong.
John had been for president.
Yeah, you don't. Doesn't it seem that Master Philia is legend status?
Okay.
And then as I approach the table, I say, Casimir, I know you like to collect rocks, so here's a Greenwood rock.
I'll grin and ask him what color it is.
It's rock colored.
Yeah.
I hold out another different handful of rocks and go, that's not very specific. I may not be able to see it, but I still like to know.
You drop
But again,
some,
without like giving any real detail, I'm like, but this is a Greenwood rock.
from Greenwood.
I'm just gonna laugh at him and put it in my pouch.
And then as Levy approaches, I'm like, and you, who has grace and beauty, you get a feather.
Oh, thank you. I put it in my hair.
All right.
And I get the stick, and I don't know why, but I have a stick.
You got the bad end of that stick there.
There you go.
It's a Greenwood stick. There's no
Yeah.
bad end.
What kind of stick is it? Is it like one of the ones you would pick up as like a kid and like
No, it's
use
like
the
it's like
sword,
small.
or-
It's
Oh,
like
okay.
a small. Maybe stick wasn't the right word. Like a small. It's like
Twig.
a portion of a stick. It's part of a stick.
got it?
I'm assuming it's probably like petrified by
Yes.
like the rivers.
Petrified by this person so that it does not decay and deteriorate.
Oh, okay.
So,
Like it was crafted that way. Okay.
yeah.
They just found a gorgon.
Look at the stick mark.
Yeah. So discreetly, I would explain. I saw the house, saw places to hide, mainly residential.
Did you see Oliver?
I didn't see Oliver. He's damn good at hiding.
Yeah, no
I know.
sign of him anywhere.
But I just had a feeling someone was watching me. So yeah, I don't know what you guys want to do. Obviously, caution is required for this, but a good old fashioned stakeout, or if we just want to see what Oliver can do, we can all get a good night's sleep.
I was thinking we could just get a good night's sleep tonight, and then we could attack tomorrow and see if we want to like go and question this guy a bit.
A little more aggressive.
Be a
Well,
little
what
more
if
aggressive.
what if Oliver sees something at night? Then
I will wake you up
perfect.
since he can communicate within. Oh, what's the range? I can't remember. I don't have the spell block on me.
It's like a mile, I
mile.
think, isn't it?
Yeah, a mile.
I think it's a mile.
Nice.
Are we within the mile of him?
I would
Yeah,
assume so.
He's not far. Okay. So you guys are just gonna chill the rest of the night and then head to bed and let Oliver do his thing.
Yeah.
I'll get a round of drinks for the crew at the bar here
Woohoo.
for
Okay.
us.
You guys get some drinks and
What do we
relax.
got?
Well, it's near the Greenwood, so some elven alcoholic beverages. You can get access to Celerin if you would like.
Hell
We
yeah.
have it here in
Get
abundance.
wild.
If you'd prefer to
Hell yeah.
get
Let's
some
do that.
Celerin.
Yeah, let's do that.
Everyone
I'll
wants
take
some
a-
Celerin.
I'll take out my pipe and the tobacco and pack it up and be like, well,
It's a good times, fellas.
Is this a
let me
smoking
get-
establishment that we're in? Are we allowed to smoke inside?
Yeah, you could smoke it, yeah.
Probably not Shadow Dust.
Probably not Shadow Dust, as it is illegal.
Not a controlled substance.
so I take a hit of the pipe, pass it around, see who bites, who doesn't.
Right, who wants to take a bite of the pipe?
I
do
definitely.
not.
Those are
I am
leaves.
the
Those are leaves you're killing.
I'm the guide. I just want to make sure everybody's enjoying the Greenwood.
I'll look at Elamir and be like, oh, Elamir, does Greenwood have any good tobacco?
It's the Elamir Star Strider reality tour.
Yeah.
As I take it.
Dude, what do I know about tobacco? I know nothing about tobacco in real life. So, DM, take it away.
It's a plant.
It's leaves. It's a plant. It's like, isn't it dried? It's dried leaves from the tobacco
leaves,
plant. Is
yeah.
that what it is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, crushed up and everything.
Sure, I'll explain all about how they smoke that good leaf. But of course, it's way better than any other leaf because it's
Because
Greenwood
from the
leaf.
Greenwood.
As I exhale, I want to cast Prestidigitation at the same time to turn my smoke into like a bear coming out, like a bear head coming out, and like,
Oh no, not the bear.
All right.
and the bear's coming out.
Was that his pirate alias?
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was my pirate alias.
Okay. All right. You guys watch as Levy creates this bear out of the smoke. Who's procuring Celerin?
I can do it. Sure.
Well, who's all drinking is what I guess I'm saying.
I'll take one.
Yep.
All gonna take a drink of
Yeah.
Celerin.
Sure.
Alrighty.
I am not. I will just
Okay.
have their finest mead.
Okay.
I mean, when in Rome, right?
Again, this is about you guys experiencing my culture. If things get weird, I just need to make sure that you're okay.
All right.
Are you going to be like our like sober friend
I'm your
that's gonna watch us?
babysitter. Yeah, I'm the
babysitter.
sober friend.
All right. Go ahead and roll D1. Technically, my table's only up to 50, but you can't really roll a D50, so roll a D100, and then I just
Divide by 2.
divided by 2. So everyone who's drinking Celerin, roll
95.
Good year.
Dice.
Oh snap! I rolled an 18.
18. All right, so Casimir, Steel Scar, and Levy, you guys get this drink. You get Celerin as Elamir is so excited for you guys to experience it. Levy, you've experienced it before, I believe. You tried it once.
I don't remember.
Um,
Maybe.
You did. I forget.
Yeah.
Something happened, I think. I forget what it
I
was.
spoke primordial.
Elamir spoke
Right.
Primordial. It wasn't too terrible for whatever happened to you. I don't remember what it was, though. All right.
Yours
So
might have
you guys
also been a
all-
language thing.
You guys all tip it back, take a drink. So what'd you get, Steel Scar?
18.
Okay. Here, just for the sake of keeping it fun, I'm gonna send you guys. I'll send you each what happens.
Okay, secrets.
Wait to guess. We're suddenly playing charades.
All right. What did you get, Levy?
90,
You said 95.
95. So divided by 2,
Yeah.
47 and a half.
Yep.
Somewhere there.
All right. Where is it?
That is contagious.
Sorry. I've been so tired all day.
It didn't help that I woke up from a nap at like 6 p.m. and now he's watching you do that. I'm like, oh.
Oh yeah. No, I had prepped a grocery order to pick up, and I derped the time, and so it was 7 to 8 a.m. as a pickup window, and I went, crap. So I actually had to get up this morning.
What did you get, Casimir? What was your
83 divided by 2 is 41.5.
All right.
You should give him the worst one.
I mean, it's what's on the list. All right, so you guys will take your drinks as you feel the effects of the Celerin take hold of your body.
How does it taste?
It tastes wild, fruity. It has a really wild taste to it. There's no other way to describe it other than just wild.
So as soon as I'm done taking the drink, I put it down and I look at the group. I nod in approval and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Speaking some kind of gibberish, I guess.
Yep.
Would I know what I'm
Wonderful.
speaking?
No, you don't.
So yeah, I'm just like, oh.
As he's doing that, I want to
a
cast
thumbs up.
comprehend languages to see if I can understand what he's speaking.
Does comprehend languages tell you what language someone's speaking, or does it just allow you to communicate?
I understand the literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear.
So you don't necessarily know what he's speaking. You just know you
And
understand.
if it's literal, that can be brutally confusing.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you saying, Sil?
That means you don't know slang.
I'm just trying to say, well, this drink is delicious. Little fruity, but I approve of it.
I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Steel Scar. I agree. It definitely is a fruity.
Casimir is uncomfortably shifting in his seat, looking very concerned, and finally pops a boot off, looks at his feet, and yells in unhappy shock, and lifts up a goat hoof.
Oh.
Ah.
I'm gonna just come over to the side and just walk up the wall a little bit, and then just kind of put my feet up there, kind of just chilling, just chill on the wall, drink.
Hey,
Hey, that looks familiar.
Because Levy's just chilling on the wall. Casimir has goat hooves on the lower part of his body, and Steel Scar is speaking some different language that no one understands except Levy.
But he doesn't even know what language it is.
I have no idea what
He
language
doesn't
it
know
is.
language, but he knows what you're saying.
Can Steel Scar still understand us?
Could I stand?
Yeah. I think so.
Okay.
He can only
Oh God.
just speak.
Sorry. A video autoplayed on my other monitor scared the shit out of me.
You're supposed to be the sober one.
What?
You're supposed to be the sober one.
I know. I, seeing the joy that they're having, other than Casimir not liking his goat hooves, would I, and we don't have to like make up details, but like, let's assume I know some sort of like fun tavern game that I make them play with me.
Mhm. Yeah, you guys. But I would say at this point too, it's probably evening and night as you guys are doing this and having all this fun and drinking and.
I have a dice set, so we can play that.
dice set. Yeah.
I do technically in my starting inventory. I had a dice set.
You could
Yeah.
certainly
Dice.
play Solsamar. That was the dice game that I
Yeah.
made up. We're not
I
going
thought
to do
about
it
making
because
that,
it
but
takes
that's so much
forever.
time.
But it was a
Let-
dice game that I actually made up for.
We'll just say that we played it without playing it.
There we go. I can.
We've
explain
played it in this
basically.
campaign.
We have.
I think
Yeah.
you have. Yeah, basically, if I remember right, you have you basically buy in each round, and if you roll an 8, then the next person who has the highest total in the next round wins.
Yeah.
Solsamar means I'm trying to remember exactly what it means, but it has to do with spiders.
Yeah.
And so that's why eight legs on a spider. If you roll an 8 total, then next round ends.
Yeah, it just
Might
took
be that
forever,
round,
but it
actually.
was.
It takes a very long time because you have to wait for someone to roll an 8 for it to end. Okay, so you guys, you play some Solsamars. You guys are sitting around. I need you to roll a perception for Oliver. Levy,
Ooh.
as he's just chilling there, keeping an eye out.
Yeah. So he has a +5. I rolled a 17, so 23.
Oof.
As you guys are playing, you suddenly hear Oliver, Commander.
Cool.
Oliver to command.
Commander. This is Commander.
I've spotted a bird flying up to his window, and he opened the window and let the bird inside, and then closed the window.
Is the bird still in there?
The bird's not left yet, so I'm assuming so.
If the bird leaves, catch it.
Catch the bird.
Well, I mean, you're an owl.
I can if you want me to kill the bird.
I mean, I was gonna say catch it to see if it has like a note on it or something.
Okay. All right.
Roger.
10-4, Commander.
No, you're the commander.
I will let the guys know. Hey, Oliver just saw a bird go up to his window, get let inside, and is still in there.
How far away would this be?
For-
It's Nelfin's house. It's not far.
Not
It's
very
just
far.
Within town.
It's within town.
Okay. I would tell my blink dog to go explore along the edge of the forest.
Okay. You just wanting to walk? Want it to be stealthy? What do you want it to do?
Once he's out in the forest, or yeah, I guess stealthy.
Okay, the roll.
I'll have him take advantage of his teleportation abilities for it.
Have him roll stealth check, and I guess just do advantage since it's like a. Well, I mean, how far can you teleport?
Each teleport is up to 40 feet.
Okay.
Up to an unoccupied space it can see.
I'd say you could probably get out there stealthfully. Like you can teleport 40 feet at a time.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Would you roll, or were you just not gonna?
I was waiting for you to finish.
You don't
talking
have to.
before I
it's fine.
rolled.
I'd say you could probably get out there if you can teleport 40 feet at a time.
Yeah, 40 feet at a time with a +5 on stealth.
He's probably fine. All right, so you guys kind of go back to your game until you eventually hear Oliver come.
Commander. The window is open, and now 2 birds have left the house.
Follow them. We're in pursuit behind you. We're in pursuit behind you. Guys, we gotta go. Oliver's
10-4.
Oliver's following 2 birds. I can only assume that means that they wild shaped out and are leaving.
DM, how long has it been since we had this drink? and
You were
playing?
still under the effects.
Okay, so I look. So as soon as he says that, I'm like, not just basically. I'm like, so where are we going? But
How long
only
does
Levy.
comprehend languages last?
I think it's
An hour?
yeah, it's an hour.
10 minutes? Okay.
Okay,
I
so
take off my other boot and I strap both of them to my side real quick.
You still have your little fawn legs.
Clack, clack,
all right.
clack.
clack, 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 clack.
As you guys hear it's almost as if Cassier's walking in high heels as he makes his way out of the out of the tavern.
But I have the cool digigrade spring effect, so
There you go.
that's pretty neat.
You're a little shorter too.
We probably shouldn't all be seen like this, so I was gonna make 2 of us invisible. Who wants to go invisible?
I am following them into the Greenwood.
Oh, they're going into the Greenwood.
They're heading toward the Greenwood.
They're heading towards the Greenwood. We need the potions.
I look at Elamir and I'm like,
Go ahead and have it roll a stealth check for Oliver to see how stealthily he follows them.
So, as
I rolled a 19 plus 6. Yeah, 6, so 25.
Okay.
It's like, Commander, I do not believe I have been spotted yet.
so
Would I know the components of that potion?
Roll nature check.
So what I was saying, and only Levy can
24.
understand, is that do we really need the potion to go in there, or would we have a chance to be fine without it? Of course, Elamir doesn't understand me, but Levy
Yeah,
did.
I would. So Elamir, do you think we could actually get in there without like could we fight off the effects of the forest ourselves, or do we need
You
that
might.
potion?
But if you don't, I'd have to carry you out.
Got it.
See, your understanding of the enchantment, Elamir, is the longer you're there, the more powerful it becomes. So it's not like an immediate, if you
Right.
succumb to it, you immediately just topple over asleep. It's basically just like you get sleepier and sleepier until you eventually just fall
I'm
over.
getting the flashbacks of Frank shoving his face in the river. Good times, good times. Yeah, so
So you know that the potion comes from some sort of mushroom. That's all you really know. That it's a mushroom. You know the components, but you're not someone who can make it. Oh, wait,
Right.
you're like a potion dude, aren't you? Didn't you?
at one
poisons.
point I had a poisons kit.
Yeah.
And what's the difference between
Poisons and potions.
what's the saying? It's the difference between poison and medicine is the dose. So
Yeah.
There you go. That's true.
Therapeutic level? Lethal level.
There you go.
Could I ask the tavern keeper if they have any of the potions?
Commander, should I keep following?
Yeah.
I mean,
10-4.
Oliver's yeah, he'll be fine. And if
Okay.
he's not, then I'll.
What were you gonna ask the tavern keep?
If he had any of the potion. So be like,
he's
I'm looking
like,
to stock up a bit for going into the Greenwood. We're doing some
He's like,
exploring.
that's not something that they just hand out. That's something that's typically controlled by. It's given to the workers when they're going to work. It's not something that people just have laying around.
No worries. All right, guys.
I could
Elamir,
go.
you could go. I'm thinking. So I'm gonna strum my Das Loop and cast
well,
fly on Elamir.
Okay. Alrighty, Elamir. You can fly now.
And I'm gonna
you
point him
just
the
can-
direction of Oliver so that he knows kind of where to go.
Okay.
All right.
And then what's the range on our comms device?
500 feet.
500 feet.
Okay.
So I would
Don't engage,
as he
though.
as he's doing that, I'll say, not out loud, but I'll say to the group with only Levy still understanding me. I'll be like,
Couldn't we just ask Caliphus for some potions if we needed to go in there right now? Izzy might be still. He said he is working at the chapel library.
So
He might still be there.
here's what I'm thinking. I don't think we need to be engaging and going into the forest right now. We don't we saw him go in there. We don't need to just chase after him. However, now that he's gone, we could go into his house and see if there's anything in there that might tip us off.
Perhaps. But I'm gonna go,
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
and we can communicate.
Your people need you.
My people need me.
You guys watch as
What's fly speed, by the
60
way?
feet.
30 feet. Oh, it's 60 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
It lasts for 1 hour?
An hour,
Okay.
I think.
Worst
So-
case,
Think
I
an hour?
will.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I think
have
it's
to
an
check.
hour. I believe it is. All right, so you guys watch as Elamir Superman's his way away. What army?
Superman 2.
flies through flying through the air. As
With
Oliver's
my
like,
cloak, I'd look like
There-
Batman.
Commander, they're descending into the forest.
Roger. Can you just make note of the position, and I have support inbound.
Sec 10-4. Waiting backup.
I love it. I love this. This is amazing.
I wish I could.
Oliver's literally just a trooper.
That old meme. I identify as an attack helicopter or helicopter.
Oh god. Okay. So where will we? So Elamir, you take off into the forest, heading toward Oliver's position. The party. You guys are heading toward
His house.
Nalfin's house. Is that
Yep.
correct?
We
Yes.
probably
Okay.
should be careful of like who goes and does what.
I will disguise myself to look as an elf, but like wearing more like a cloak, like a hood over myself and everything. As since
Okay.
it's nighttime, not to look like I'm trying to hide as many features of myself as I can.
Okay. I mean, Casimir's a fawn at this point.
Yeah. So
Perfect. Tomorrow he
you
won't
hear
be
his
a
little-
fawn.
yeah,
It's
his
the
little
perfect
hooves.
disguise.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cast invisibility on myself.
I'll just sound like a woodland creature.
There you go. All right, so
Not to mention, goats like run about 2 miles per hour faster than people on average, and can run for pretty close to as long.
you know what? This was worth it. All right, so because we're wrapping it up here, so Elamir
Yes.
making his way toward the Greenwood,
Yep.
back up for Oliver.
Back up for our
Oliver,
super soldier.
Casimir, still fawn, heading toward Nelfin's
Still
house.
fawn. I'm not the fawn.
Casimir, he
Casimir. I
said.
said Casimir. No, I said Casimir's heading toward Nalfin's
Casimir.
house. Steel Scar is an elf now, right? With the
Can't
hood.
talk.
Yep. I can talk, but they
Hood
can't understand me.
speaks a different language, which I'm writing down.
Yep.
All right, and then Levy is invisible.
I am
Is it
invisible.
greater invisibility or just
No, it's just regular.
invisibility?
Just regular.
Okay.
But I am still
I
under
think-
the effects of spider climb, so I figured I could climb in through like the window that
Maybe.
Oliver saw.
It's a potential.
We're like,
Right, well-
for one night, we're the Avengers.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you guys head off in your separate directions, hoping to find some information on the goings on here in Greywood. And that, I think, is a great spot to end the session for the night. Thank you, everyone who joined us. It's been a fun session. Oliver, the trooper,
Yep.
the sniper.
highlight of the night. Highlight of this episode was Oliver.
So I do believe we will be live. Next session will be in 2 weeks. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a good night.
Sweet.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for listening to the Adventure with Advantage podcast. You can catch us live on Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central, at twitch.tv/AWA_DND.